Hello, welcome or welcome back. In this Jiu-Jitsu rolling commentary, I am going to give you 7 principles that I wish I would have known as a white belt so that you can get, maintain, and attack from top positions. So these top positions include how to get to mount, how to attack from mount, how to maintain side control. So if this interests you at all, I'll give you more than 7 principles. I'll give you some bonus tips too, but if you're a white belt, then this one's for you. Now, principle number 1. Principle number 1 to win top position is to be the first to get to your knees. Now, technically, what I'm using here is I'm using my left leg as a butterfly hook, then I'm using a cut across pass to get top position, but in any scramble, you'll see the first person to get to their knees wins. There's a church joke somewhere in there. Principle number 2 for dominant side control, take a look at my left knee and look, we're gonna rewind it, that way you can see this even better, but look at the connection to his hip. This is one of the most important principles to get and maintain side control. Principle number 3 is to use pressure to set up attacks from dominant position. Here, my shoulder pressure was so great that he used his frame to alleviate pressure. This happens all the time. From there, you can get your head below their elbow and then use that same knee to cut across, and now you have an arm triangle choke. This setup happens all the time. Another tip is this is principle number 4. Position before submission. Here I had a head and arm triangle choke and my hips weren't very low, so that left me susceptible to get bridge and rolled. So I let go of my hand connection that secured the arm triangle choke to post my hand to prevent me from getting rolled over. Now, principle number 5 for dominant top position, concentrate on getting both of their shoulders to the mat. If both of their shoulders are to the mat, then they are pinned. Principle number 6, if you can't get them pinned to the mat, their shoulders, and they're on one of their shoulders, use that as an opportunity to transition. Here I transitioned from side control to mount, and I even back stepped off of mount to then, you see that knee to hip connection, to then knee slide to a knee on belly, which is another top position. So you can see how you can transition from side control to mount to knee on belly, and the transitions were great. Now, in order to maintain top position when you are on mount, here's the number 1 thing right there. Go to high mount. When you go to high mount, you are not on top of their hips, so when they try to bridge and roll to get you off of them, their hips aren't as big of a factor because you're not on the highest point of their hips. Now here is an extra tip. Be like a wet blanket, okay? Be very heavy because it's a lot easier to bridge and roll a stiff plank than it is to bridge and roll like a heavy sack of potatoes. Like, you want to be like a 200-pound sack of potatoes. Now here's principle number 7. Do you see how I have his arm trapped? I have a BJJ Fanatics instructional about mounted triangle, and you can get a mounted triangle off this trapped arm, and you can also get other attacks off of trapping this arm, like I'm about to do right here. Here is a shotgun armbar. So from the overhook, this is an overhook type armbar. So from the trapped arm, you can get your mounted triangles, you can get a shotgun armbar, and you can also transition to S-mount. So I just clicked the camera. So next time, definitely play with that. And here's another tip too. Whenever you are, let's say, fighting from your knees or in a turtle position, whoever has a higher head is winning. So whoever has a high head, it's a Mark Zuckerberg joke. Whoever has a higher head is winning the more dominant position. So here's just some extra tips. I love doing a crucifix game from side turtle, and here I just went directly from the back. When you start attacking one thing, it opens up doors for other opportunities from your initial attack. So the biggest tip that I can give white belts and blue belts is sometimes when we first started out, I definitely did this. I got so fixated on making something happen that my focal point was only that, and I couldn't see any of the other doors opening. So when you are attacking something and you want something so bad, sometimes we almost get hyper-focused on it and we kind of miss out the other opportunities that we have, which sounds a lot like a life lesson. This is like the same movement as a lateral drop. So it's a great type of like takedown from the knees that lands you in a nice Keisakatame side control. So that's another way to get top position, is to get it off the to get it off the get-go.
Sexy to accept requests, and I'm way too sexy to go unprotected. And she popped a Tesla, now she gonna let you. Okay, alright, that's fine. Okay, oh you like the boy? Well tell me what you like about him. You a tartar little thotty, ain't no wife about it. So sexy. Yeah, I like it crowded. Too sexy for this. Too sexy for this, too sexy for your, too sexy for this, too sexy for this. Yeah, I like it crowded. Too sexy for this girl, too sexy for your girl, too sexy for this world, too sexy for this ice, too sexy for that jack. Yeah, I'm too sexy for this chain. That's fine. Okay, I'm feeling too sexy to accept requests. And I'm way too sexy to go unprotected. So sexy. Yeah, I like it crowded. Too sexy for this. Too sexy for your girl. Too sexy for this world. Too sexy for this ice. Too sexy for that jack.
And I know she'll be the death of me, at least no fault me none. And she'll always get the best of me, the worst is yet to come. All the misery was necessary when we're deep in love. Yes I know, girl I know. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more. We both know we can't go without it. She told me you'll never be alone.
This is America. Don't got you slipping on. Look how I'm living on. Always be tripping on. Look what I'm living on.
This is America.
This is America.
Don't get you slipping now.
Don't got you slipping on.
Don't get you slipping now.
Look how I'm living on. Look what I'm living on.
This is America.
This is America.
Don't get you slipping now.
Don't got you slipping on.
Don't get you slipping now.
Look how I'm living on. Always be tripping on. This is America. Don't got you slipping on. Don't got you slipping on. Look what I'm whipping on. This is America. Don't got you slipping on. Look how I'm living on. Always be tripping on. This is America. Don't got you slipping on. Don't got This is America. Don't got you slipping now. Don't got you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. No, 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 no. This is America. No, 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 no.
So yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I guess our jiu-jitsu and life tip, especially for white and blue belts, is like the hyper fixation on getting a technique that you really want to get can sometimes blindside you to all the other like wonderful opportunities that are in front of you. So it's really good to see like what other attacks are available instead of trying to force something to happen. And it also makes jiu-jitsu like you'll get a lot less sore if you're not always trying to force something to happen, because that uses a lot of strength. For me, I'm a smaller jiu-jitsu player. Like I'm like 130, you know what I mean? Like I'm a buff 130, but if I forced everything to happen, I would only last 2 or 3 rolls. I wouldn't be able to do 7 rounds, and then I would be sustaining a lot more injuries because of like the overuse. So just, you know, see if you can see something else that's there that you didn't see before. You know what I'm saying? It's all about perception. All right, till next time, thank you for watching. Keep training. Love you. Bye.
Head to roll.